If you had to choose between one of these 6 characters, which one would you choose? What up, Dokkaners? We are going to be talking about the Dokkan Welcome Packs, and we're going to talk about which unit you should choose with the special Dragonstone that you can get if you purchase these Dokkan Welcome Packs. So let's jump in and take a look at the Pilaf Strove here. Gotta say, folks, these packs are phenomenal in terms of savings. You are spending $4 for this Welcome Pack 1. This is the basic version. You get 50 Dragonstones, 10 character slots, and a bunch of resources, medals, training items, etc. For $4 at full price, you are paying for 6 Dragonstones in the Stone Shop. So this is absolutely a must-buy for those of you who spend on the game. And then for the Premium Pack, the Dokkan Premium Pack, this costs you $25. And you would think this would be a little bit cheaper since it's 100 Dragonstones, but what's bumping up the price a little bit is the fact that you're getting a guaranteed LR, and they are all very good LRs. So one of the units that you're going to be picking from those 6 are all very good LRs, and that does make this a little bit more expensive, but still worth it. $25 for 100 Dragonstones, a bunch of resources, medals, training items, etc., as well as the special Dragonstone and a Hercule Diamond statue. For comparison, for some perspective, you got 32 for $17 and 63 for $32. You put this one in between, and you've got a really good deal just based on the Dragonstone count alone. So with that said, let's take a look at the Pilaf's, or not the Pilaf, but the Stone Shop here, where we get to select one of the 6 characters with our special Dragonstone. I'm actually going to jump over to the Dokkan Wiki here and take a look at their full Awakened LR form so you guys can make a more informed decision. I do want to say that there's going to be some opinions involved here. It's a little bit subjective because all of these units have their pros and their cons. It's very difficult for one person's opinion to apply to everybody else, so it is entirely dependent on the type of characters that you have already in the game. If you're a new player, you maybe don't even know where to start. This might be the unit that you're looking for as a leader. So there's a lot of different factors varying on your experience as a player and overall circumstances in Dokkan, your budget, etc. So let's jump in, and just keep in mind that this is going to be a little bit subjective, and hopefully by the end of this, you are a little bit more informed in your decision making. So we're starting off with the Kaelin Caulifla. This unit is one of my favorites because of the fact that this unit is so incredibly powerful on escalation based events. Events like the legendary Goku event, the legendary Vegeta event, Infinite Dragon Ball History, any sort of event where the fights get increasingly more difficult, things like this. This is a very commonly played event in endgame content. So if you guys are finished off with a bunch of summons, you've gotten used to all of the Dokkan events and all of the various starting events, you want to take on something a little bit more challenging, these types of escalation events are going to test you, and you don't want to be having a full team of units that simply can't function on that event. You want to have a couple very reliable staple units that can carry you through most of it. This unit is one of those units, and this is why it's one of my favorites. And in fact, this is a unit that can run at the LR level, the TUR level, and the SSR level, because they are all named different things. And this unit also functions very well against Universe Survival Saga or Pure Saiyans category enemies, which do apply to the Super Battle Road type events. Events where you're fighting a bunch of targets at once in smaller, shorter fights. So this unit stacks defense on both supers, can also gain incredible dodging abilities throughout the fight, and thrives by having more Universe 6 joined forces or Pure Saiyans on the team. A must-have for any player, but doesn't have to apply to every single event. Going up next, that's not this guy. We got the Broly, the LR Tech Broly. This unit is all about offense, but it's got no defense. That is the trade-off for this unit. This unit can do a ton of damage, especially when he transforms into Legendary Super Saiyan, but in terms of defense, you better bring items, you better bring backup, because this unit is probably going to get you killed on some of the more difficult events. This unit thrives on Super Battle Road stages, especially when you have 2 or more enemies. He will launch a guaranteed additional super attack. With the links that he has the potential to do a lot of damage, especially when they're maxed out, causing Colossal, lowering defense, causing Mega Colossal, and greatly lowering defense. And then when he transforms into the Legendary Super Saiyan, he can do even more damage. But again, defense is a bit of a problem. Animations are great, and it's really fun to use the guy, but you have to be careful about that fact. I will say superficially, I would recommend him because the animations are great, but that's kind of it. As far as actually running him on events with no items and all of that, it's kind of challenging. So use him at your own risk. Moving on, we've got the Int God Goku. This unit is a really nice balanced unit, and I would say probably one that I would recommend so far more than the other two, because the leader ability applies to a lot of characters in the game, pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans, a very nice leader ability. Even if you unlock the free-to-play LR Goku, this is a better leader when you're running only pures or hybrid Saiyans. Greatly raising attack on both super attacks. Also, you have a little bit extra lingering effect of that greatly raising attack and defense because you get 3 turns. Also, you get more ki and more defense if you have more units that fit the category on your team, which is great. And for 7 turns from the start of the battle, you have a built-in 50% chance to dodge and 50% chance to perform a critical hit. This is an extremely valuable ability because this basically means that when you go into the unit's hidden potential, you can focus solely on additionals and not worry about criticals or dodges. On top of that, most events are probably not going to be going further than 7 turns. Obviously, there are some exceptions, but generally speaking, this unit is going to be able to lead you through a lot of events, lead your units through a lot of events, and then also solo certain events because of the ability to dodge, perform critical hits, while also temporarily stacking like crazy. So far out of the 3, I would say objectively, this is maybe the best unit to start off with if you're a new player. If you're a veteran player, you guys generally know what you want already, so this isn't really going to be affecting you guys too much. Moving on, we've got the AGL Super Saiyan Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku. This unit also leads a pretty sizable category in Super Saiyans. Greatly raises defense for 1 turn, so the 12 key super is defense based. The 18 key is more offense based, and this unit has a built-in nuking ability. So this unit actually can hit very, very hard and also protect itself if it needs to in certain situations. Not 100%, but it can do so at a much better capacity than the LR Broly. This unit does gain more potency in the nuking if you have more Super Saiyan units on the same turn. So if this unit is leading a team full of Super Saiyans, that generally won't be a problem. If this unit is being run as part of another team, this part of the passive may not necessarily be as useful, which, if that's the case, you don't necessarily even have to worry about a nuke. You can just try to push for a regular 12-key super attack and save yourself by raising your defense a lot. So this unit is very versatile offensively, defensively, does help for some of the orb pickups for your other teammates because he can change orbs to rainbow. So I will say this is a nice unit to have on a team, but when compared to the other ones, I wouldn't say this is a must-have, but that's just my opinion. Moving on here, we've got the LR Goku Black Rose. This is a Future Saga lead, a defensive-oriented unit based on the super attacks, and I would say probably, in my opinion, this is on the lower end of the priority list along with the Broly, because while this unit has some incredible animations and has some very interesting and unique perks, I wouldn't say this is something that is necessarily viable for starting players. Attack and defense plus 66%. Defense is a little bit low, so the defense portion of this unit's build comes from the super attack. So you definitely want to be having this unit go second, in the second slot or the third slot. Gains extra attack each time ki rises, so it's got a ki and attack multiplier, which is good for an LR unit since you can go up to 24 ki. So the potential for offense is quite high based on the passive. You heal when you actually gain ki when you take out an opponent, so that only works on escalation events or super battle roads. Recovers 6% HP at the end of the turn in which an attack was received. To be fair, this unit does have a rage mode, which means you can go invincible when your health falls below 66% or less, starting from the 6th turn at the start of battle. This is a kind of restrictive passive, because after 6 turns, just like the God Goku, your fights are probably not going to be lasting that long. They may be on the tail end of the event, so you may not even find yourself using this rage mechanic too often. But when you do have it, this unit does become invincible, hits very hard, and attacks are effective against all types. So I would say this unit is very showy. It's got a lot of showmanship, but it's only really optimal in very specific conditions. So I wouldn't say overall it's the most applicable to all situations. And lastly, we've got the STR Ultra Instinct Goku. This is one of the most versatile units in the entire game. It is a Realm of Gods lead, one of the most powerful categories in the game. Also, disables enemy guard, causes Colossal. Disables enemy guard on the 18 key, causes Mega Colossal, so the potential for damage right here is very high. Then, he is able to dodge at 70% capacity for 7 turns from the start of the turn, after which he drops down to 50% for the rest of the battle. Every time this unit dodges, he gains ki and attack and defense. A very unique way to stack on attack and defense, which does make this unit very, very powerful, especially when all of those 70% dodges do pile on initially. You can stack up to 7 times to boost this unit's maximum stats. And also, with the fact that it can disable enemy guard and cause Colossal and Mega Colossal, you combine that with a fully stacked out unit and a maximum critical on this unit's hidden potential build, this guy will be doing a ton of damage. And I will say, from personal experience, running this unit on escalation events, the unit's ability to stack from dodges really help. And by the time you get to the final few stages of those events, sure, he might take some damage based on type disadvantage, but he's still going to be very reliable offensively and defensively. So out of all of these units, I would say probably my most recommended choice is going to be this Ultra Instinct Goku. Second will probably be the God Goku. Third will be the Kaelin Caulifla. Fourth will be the AGL Super Saiyan Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku. Fifth will probably be the Broly, I would say. I don't know. The last two are kind of a toss-up. Either the Goku Black Rosé or the Broly. So those are my thoughts and my opinions on these characters. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree. That being said, since I bought this pack, I have to choose. Now, full transparency, all these units are rainbowed for me because I've already collected them all quite a bit. I'm a whale. I spend a lot on this game. So which unit do I want to pick up? I would probably say either the Ultra Instinct, take my own advice and pick up the Ultra Instinct, or I might go for the KFC because I do have another copy that I am working on that I would like to max out. So actually, you know what? I'm going to go for the Kaelin Caulifla. That is my choice, and I am sticking to it. After that one selection, you cannot go back in, so pick very carefully. Take as long as you need to figure out exactly what you want, what you're looking for. I would recommend, folks, if you're a new player, maybe play the game a little bit and kind of play the field. See what's out there, what units you end up picking up from your free summons or whatever, and then maybe come back to this and then make a decision on which unit you actually want, because maybe you potentially pull a copy of these guys from other summons. Maybe you potentially pull another defensive stacker that you don't necessarily need a second one. Maybe you want to go for more offense with this guy, or maybe the Broly. So it is all entirely dependent on your particular situations. Hopefully this is able to help you out a little bit in making that choice. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments which unit you ultimately chose for your special Dragonstone selection. And do you guys agree or disagree with any of my takes on these units? Feel free to let me know, politely, your thoughts on these units in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again, stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.